It has been 24 hours since completing my upgrade to my RAK Wireless V2 Helium miner. I changed the entire setup a few times, but ultimately I think the setup is now completely optimized considering my location. The miner is now all the way in the attic, a relatively short 15-foot LMR 400 cable away from the 5.8 dBi antenna mounted to the side of the chimney all the way above the roof. The miner is also set up using Ethernet, which helps provide a stronger and more consistent connection for the miner as opposed to the Wi-Fi network it was using previously. 24 hours after plugging her in, and she's already performing extraordinarily well, up over 300% since the upgrade. If this is any indication of what I can expect moving forward, I don't think there is any question that an upgraded antenna is well worth the time, energy, and money. Let's take a look at the details in today's video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here in the Crypto Compound channel. Thank you all for being here. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the progress so far just 24 hours after I upgraded the antenna on my Helium miner. Now, I wasn't expecting to make a video just 24 hours after doing this. However, the progress so far has been so impressive that I thought it was necessary. I am honestly so surprised at how fast the upgrade has made an impact on the earnings already just after 24 hours. As you can see here, I tweeted this about 24 minutes ago. If you have not noticed, I have started to use Twitter a lot more. So if you guys have not followed me on there, go check it out. There's a lot of more nuanced information and just general Helium and crypto thoughts that I put on there. Check that out if you want to. However, if you could see here, I took this screenshot almost exactly 24 hours after I plugged the miner back in with the upgraded antenna. And you can see here plus 320, almost 324% increase over the previous 24 hours. And I think that the 1 day of being active has also increased the average beacons considerably, considering it's up 70%. I have been seeing so much more activity that we will go through. I am reaching far more many miners than I was previously. As you guys might know, this is the current setup, or at least this is the setup right before I taped the bottom of this setup here. As you can see, that's a RAK 5.8 dBi antenna on the rack mount on the side of the chimney there, all the way on the top of the roof. It's the highest point of the house now, or of the structure, I'd say. And as you can see, this is here, it all taped up. All of the grounding wires met here and then run down all the way to the grounding. Here is the LMR 400 wire that goes. It's only a 15-foot wire, so there's minimum cable loss involved. I will put up some more pictures on the screen of the miner and the setup, and we'll go into more detail in future videos. However, I just wanted to report on these current earnings so far. Now, guys, I do want to let you guys know that down below in the description of this, I have outlined in detail every single piece I have used to upgrade this miner. Because when I was trying to do this upgrade, I had to go through videos and watch each minute and then go back and rewind and listen to what they said and try and find the right link to that piece. So in the description below, I outlined the full extent of the connection and all of links to every piece, whether it's the mount, the antenna, the lightning arrestor, and the cable. Every single piece down there is outlined. That's exactly what I use, and they all fit perfectly and should connect to any Helium miner. I would just double check that you have the same outgoing port out of your miner as the rack or minted miners do, because that's what mine is connected to. But down there is every single little piece that I have. I feel like that should make it as simple as possible for you guys. I'm also using an LMR 400 cable. I did a little bit of research and I found that that was likely the most efficient one, and you lose the least amount of energy or cable loss through a cable like that. So it's all down below if you need it. Also, I have already updated my dBi antenna gain and height in the app. Once I plugged it in, I did that update. I'll post another video of the actual steps of doing that, but as you can see here, now I am reflecting 12 meters off above ground level and 5.2 dBi antenna gain on my miner. That is adjusting for the cable loss that I have calculated. So guys, as you can see here on the rolling earnings screen of the Helium Explorer, The rolling earnings are currently reporting that they're up 334% over the last 24 hours. That is a tremendous increase over the previous 24 hours. I honestly was not expecting the impact to be so instant and so dramatic. However, I am very happy to see numbers like that. This whole setup really didn't cost that much either in terms of hardware. Of course, if you have to pay somebody to do the setup, it will significantly increase it. It might 2 or 3x the total cost, considering it's not an easy job. However, in a future video, I will go through the breakdown of the expenses of everything if you're interested in that, and the return on the investment. Based on what I'm seeing already, it seems like this is going to pay for itself in probably less than a month, which is rather incredible. If we go here to the 7-day earnings, you start to see a more dramatic increase in that line there. It seems as though over the previous days before really yesterday into today, I was only earning about 0.02 or 0.03 HNT per day. And looking right now, it seems as though that number is actually 0.2 HNT so far between December 26th and December 27th. Yesterday was December 26th. I updated it right around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is a tremendous increase from the previous days. If we use 0.2 as an average, that is a 10x increase in the daily rewards. We'll see if that stays consistent and continues to outperform that way, or maybe it goes higher or lower. It's going to be very interesting once the 30-day mark comes and we can really get an idea of where my earnings will end up after 30 days. I, of course, will make probably a week update video and a 30-day video to see how the performance continues, whether it continues or whether it decreases or increases. And then here on the 30-day rolling earnings, you can see that there is a massive, massive spike for the previous day. It is the highest earning day I've had over the last 30 days. As I mentioned in previous videos, my original stock setup was not the greatest. I'm not in a terribly great location for helium mining. It is very dense. I am located in like the New York City area, so it's extremely dense. There's a lot of miners here, and it is typically very hilly where I am specifically. So getting this miner as high as I could was super, super important. I'm starting to see witnesses that are so much farther away than the typical interactions I was receiving pre-update. Now guys, if we look here on Hotspot, you can see it is a little bit more clear and easier to see the upgraded time. Of course, December 27th. I'm not sure exactly the UTC time that Hotspot uses or what time frame it uses, but December 26th Eastern Standard Time, about 4 p.m. was when I did the upgrade. So I'm going to consider this full day here of December 27th that it currently is today. Of course, it's not over yet. However, this is the first bar really of the upgrade, after the upgrade, I should say. And you can see 0.19 HNT. Of course, it's a little different depending on what you look at. Past 24 hours, 0.2 HNT, this is showing up 255%. Of course, the numbers, guys, the numbers do change between where you're looking and the timing and all that stuff. So this now is saying 255%. We'll see how it continues to change as time goes on. But this is clearly a major, major improvement from what I was seeing. Guys, also, if we compare that 0.2 to the average rewards for a hotspot on December 26th, which was 0.14, we have already outperformed the average, which as long as I'm doing that, I am very happy. We'll see where it goes from here. But of course, exceeding the average HNT earned on the network per hotspot in just the first day is rather incredible, especially considering we were between 0.02 and 0.05 HNT per day just before the upgrade. Now, if I look over at the witness page here on Hotspot, I can see that there is one invalid witness, which is rather interesting. It was 0 when I checked yesterday, so it seems as though I had one invalid witness within the last 24 hours, I would say, which is interesting because I did update my app to reflect the most accurate settings I could, which is now 5.2 dBi, and I updated the height as well. So I'm going to look into that, see where that might be coming from. Of course, it could be unrelated to my miner specifically, could be somebody else's, but that is interesting that I do have one invalid one now. However, that is a pretty decent percentage considering there's 47 witnesses total over the last 7 days. So guys, I hope that quick update helped. This is, of course, only 24 hours. It's going to be super interesting to see how this evolves over the coming weeks and months. However, it seems to be 100% totally worth it. Again, if you are updating, if you're doing any upgrades like this, be sure to update your app settings right away to reflect exactly as accurately as possible what your new setup is. And of course, if you want to see my setup, it is down below. Every single little piece is down there to try and make it as simple and easy for you guys as possible. And of course, I wouldn't direct you guys anywhere other than where I have spent my own money. But if you have any other questions, any other little things, how I set mine up exactly, let me know down below. Let me know what kind of things you'd be interested in seeing. Of course, I am going to be upgrading a bunch of my other miners now that I did this. So stay tuned for that. They're in different locations. It's going to be interesting to see how they perform relative to all the others. But guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. That's all I have for this quick update. Please hit that like and subscribe if you have not already. But just like that, this video is over and I will see you next time.